All right, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this assignment submission workshop. We're going to be going over how to submit on your computer, your desktop, a laptop, and it's honestly the easiest way to do it. We prefer and recommend it over using a mobile device. And these past 7 weeks or so, we've been alternating this workshop. Last week we talked about mobile, how to submit on your phone or tablet. This week we're going to be going over how to submit on your computer. So if you guys have been with us for a while, you already know, but if you're new here, my name is Chef Brandon, and tonight my co-hosts are Chef Samantha and Chef Stephanie. They'll be here manning the chat. If you have some questions, just throw them in the chat and they'll be there to answer them for you. So yeah, you guys are starting classes this week, so I hope you guys are excited and ready. This last assignment submission workshop is pretty crucial because tonight is the deadline to get those practice assignments in. Okay, you have until 11:59 Central Standard Time to get that last task number 3, in and submitted, and so you're ready to start classes on Wednesday. So it'd be a good idea to take some notes this time and try to get that submitted tonight, because that'd really help you out. Okay, so I'm going to get started here and show you guys a student portal just so we can get a good idea of what it looks like. All right, just going to sign in here. Now this is your student portal. I wanted to show you guys this and point it out. If you guys have been in orientation for a few weeks already, you probably use this portal often to check out all this information. It's like the central hub of all things Escoffier, right? You can access your dashboard here with these quick link buttons. You can get tutoring if you need a quick session. You can get your student finance and talk to financial aid about that stuff and access your records. And let's say you still need a Chromebook and you need to finance one through financial aid, and you got to talk to them and get it ordered. You can talk to them there and through student finance. You have student services here. Student services is there to help you out with anything you need. If you have any disabilities, or if you're going to be moving or need to reschedule some things and you just need extra support, they're a great support team and a great resource to help you out. So you have student services there and a bunch of other stuff you can go ahead and check out on your own. We have a campus store as well you can check out. It's awesome because you can buy certain merch. You can access our social media. We have a blog. Great articles are published often. We even have a podcast, so it's really cool. Now, a great thing about this, guys, is this workshops and events tab on the left-hand side here. So this workshops and events tab, if you click on it, shows you a calendar of all the workshops and events, you guessed it, here going on at Escoffier. So if you ever need to join one or you want to see what's going on, you can always click one of these links here. It tells you the date and time it's going in. Now remember, the times are listed in Central Standard Time, so keep that in mind. So for example, you have these workshops starting. Mine might look a little different, but you'll see all the academic workshops now too. Right now, you've only had the orientation workshops, right? Well, once you start classes, you're going to have all these other really cool workshops going on, hosted by all sorts of the support teams here. So it gives you a link to join as well as a time and place. So that's a really cool feature of this student portal. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to head over to the campus. You can access your dashboard and assignments through this campus. This will come in really handy once you start this week. So we're going to go ahead and go to the dashboard so I can show you guys what we're going to be going over today. So let me just go over to my dashboard. Now, if your class page or your dashboard ever looks like this, it's in list view, and you can always change it to a card view. And from there, we're going to go into the culinary orientation page. It'll say something like OR 120, culinary student orientation. Yours might say pastry or plant-based, depending on your program, or hospitality and restaurant operations management. That's a mouthful. I'm glad I didn't trip up there. We're going to be focusing on, we're going to go over some of the 3 tasks, but we're mainly going to be focusing on task 3, getting your practice assignment in. Like I said earlier, tonight, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time is the deadline to get those in. So try to get them in as soon as possible right after this session. So we're going to do, this is your first task and task number 2. They're really easy. One's a lesson and a knowledge check. The other one is a chef coach shipping form. It's as simple as clicking these links here, reading the lesson, coming back, taking the quiz. It's only 6 questions. These 2 tasks combined might not even take you 5 minutes to do, if that, right? The chef coat's as easy as selecting your size, your coat size, putting in your shipping information and sending it in. Like, it's really easy. It takes 30 seconds. All right, but we're going to be focusing on this task 3 on our class page, submitting a practice assignment. So we're going to click here where it says submit your practice assignment. And here it tells you all the details and what you need to submit this practice assignment. It's really easy to submit this practice assignment. You just need 2 photos of anything culinary related. This can be plated food, ingredients, equipment, something you've made. It doesn't have to be something you've made necessarily. If you go out to eat, or if you're at a restaurant, or if you have groceries, or a bag of chips, bowl of fruit, that sort of stuff, that's fine too. It just has to be something you've taken that's culinary related. If you have your favorite knife set or pots and pans or just some kitchen equipment, that also works as well. And you just need 2 photos, super easy. And you also need your completed copy of the orientation practice narrative. I'm going to show you guys what that looks like a little later on, but these are just the 3 items you need. We need 2 photos and the orientation practice narrative. We're going to be putting these things into a Google Drive practice folder, and we're going to be submitting that later on. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that. So all things here at Escoffier, we love Google. We use Google for mostly everything related to your assignments. So we're going to be going to Google Drive. Now, to get to Google Drive, I'm going to open up a new tab here. Now, if you're using the Chrome browser, like we recommend, it's easiest if you're going to be using Google stuff like Google Drive. It'll look like this. What you want to do is click on the 9-dot grid. There's a little grid here in the top right corner. If you click on that, it opens up all the different Google apps that are available. If you notice right here, there's Drive. So we're going to go ahead and click on Drive, and it'll take you straight to Google Drive. Now, I'm already signed in, but if it prompts you, go ahead and sign in with your Gmail account. Now, we get questions all the time about Gmail accounts. The Gmail account you use does not necessarily have to be the same as the Gmail account you use to enroll with. So you fill out your application for school and you send in a certain email address. It does not have to be the same email address that you use for Drive. Okay, so let's say you signed up with a Yahoo email. That's totally fine. Just if you create a Gmail account, or if you have a Gmail account already, use that for your Drive. What you want to do though is make sure that you use the same Gmail account for the entirety of your program, right? Don't be switching around through different Gmail accounts and trying to submit your assignments from different Gmail accounts. That will get a little confusing and it just makes it harder on yourself. Now, to make sure you're signed into the right Drive, right? Because if you're like me, I have multiple Gmail accounts for different reasons. Maybe you've been in online school before and you have a Gmail account already, or you have different Gmail accounts for whatever reason. Go ahead and check on the top right corner and take a look here. So mine has the Escoffier logo because I'm a tutor here. It's going to have the logo. It won't have it for yours. You'll most likely have either a profile picture or a colored circle with your initials in there. Regardless of what you see, go ahead and click on it and it'll bring up which Gmail account you're currently signed into. Okay. So this is the account I want to use, but if you can see here, I have other accounts that I can use as well. So if you ever sign into Google Drive and it doesn't look like the one you've been using, double check your account here and make sure you're signed in. You can always add another account or sign out of the accounts if it's ever incorrect, and just sign in with the correct Gmail account. So that's a good way to verify you're in the right account. Other than that, we're going to do a few setup things in Google Drive. So it's not much setup in Google Drive. Once you first open this, it's going to be, you're going to see something like this. You're going to see suggested, all these suggested files here. What we want to do is get rid of this suggested files because you don't really need this. It gets confusing. So to get rid of this, we're going to click on the settings icon towards the top right corner. It's this little gear. If you hover over it, it says settings. So we're going to click on that and then click settings. All right, and from here, we're going to scroll all the way down and click on where it says show suggested files in my Drive. this thing right here. We're just going to uncheck that box. And once this box is unchecked, we're going to go ahead and click done. And there you go. You got rid of the suggested files. So that just cleans up the appearance of your drive a little bit. It makes it easier to track everything and doesn't confuse you because that stuff can get a little messy. All right. Now for some Google Drive tools, you're not going to use everything there is to Google Drive because that'd be a whole hour session on its own, teaching you everything there is to Google Drive. Luckily, you're only going to use a few features on here. So what we're on here right now is sort of like the main home page of Google Drive. So if you're ever in folders or in somewhere else and you need to get back to Google Drive, just this main home page, you can do it 3 ways. You can click on where it says My Drive right here with this little drop down arrow. You can click here and it'll take you to My Drive. You can also click this sidebar on the left that says My Drive. This will take you to My Drive. So if I'm in priority, I can just click on My Drive and it'll take me right back to where I was, to my files. You can also click the colorful multicolored triangle where it says Drive in the top left corner. That'll also take you to Drive and it'll boot you right back to where you were. So that's how you find your way home essentially in Google Drive. All right, so that's one way to get home. You're not going to be worried too much about these other things here. The shared with me, recent, starred. You're not going to really be using those too much. You might be using trash, but this is just to view deleted files. The cool thing about Google Drive is that you can actually see files you've deleted 30 days, for at least 30 days before it deletes automatically. So if you accidentally delete stuff, go ahead and check trash and you can recover files. Other than that, this new button right here, it will be your best friend. If you click on this new button, you'll see all these different things. You don't have to worry about these things. The main thing you'll be focusing and using is folder here, which we'll show you how to use in just a few moments. But that's really what this new button is for. If you want to add a folder or add a photo, you can do those things just clicking on the new button. Now, when you click and select an item, so I have folders in here right now. So let's say this office folder. If you click on it once, it highlights blue. From there, you'll see a new toolbar emerge. It's kind of tiny on here. Let's zoom in. Once something is selected, this new toolbar emerges in the top right corner. You have these 3 little dots, a trash can, a little person, and a get link button. This is like a paperclip or chain icon. What you'll mainly be using is this get link button, the trash can, and the 3 little dots. Let me show you the 3 little dots because those are fun. They'll be your best friend for real. So the 3 little dots gives you a bunch of different options. It gives you the option to move a file, a document, an image, a folder. You can rename things. You can even change the color of your folders. So if you want to like color coordinate stuff, you can absolutely change the color of your folders. And that's really all you'll be using. So if you ever need to do something with an item, you need to move it, you need to delete it, you need to rename it. You can just highlight the item by clicking it and then clicking the 3 dots, and they'll give you all these options here. You can also delete something by clicking on the trash can as well. And the get link button just shows you, allows you to copy a link and shows you the permissions, which we'll show you what we use that for in just a little bit. All right, so those are some of the Google Drive tools that we've gone over. It's really simple and straightforward. It honestly takes you getting into Google Drive and playing around with it and trying to just click on things and seeing what everything does, especially if you're more of a tactile learner like myself. I got to get my hands in here and check it out for myself, so feel free to do that. What we need to do now is create some folders for school, for your class, and for your assignments. And showing us how to do that will be Chef Samantha. She's going to walk us through that whole folder setup process. So I'm going to hand it off to her so she can take us through that. All right, off to you, Chef Samantha.
Awesome. Okay, so thanks to Chef Brandon, we know exactly what we're working with and as far as the tools go. So this should make it simple enough to create our folders, prepare our spaces for when school starts or when class starts next week or this week. You know, we want to be able to organize our folders in a way that we can easily access our classes and our assignments. So what we'll go ahead and do is we're going to start with creating a new folder for our entire school career, basically. So up on the top left corner, we have this plus sign that says new. We're going to go ahead and click on that button and select the word folder. Now, we do have these uploads and all of these extra documents. You won't particularly use these very much, if at all, during the program, but this folder button, we're going to use that quite a bit. So familiarize yourself with it as you'll be using it every 6 weeks or so. So we're going to create this folder right here. We're going to click and we're going to label this one Escoffier. Okay, so everything that's school related will go into this folder. We just want to keep everything organized and in this folder. So what we want to do is we're going to make this folder shareable. And what this does is this gives access to your chef instructors or to anyone in particular that you send your assignment links to access to view what's in those folders. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and select this folder and highlight it until it turns blue. If you're using a mouse, we can either right click or you can select that chain link up here. They both do the same thing as Chef Brandon explained to us earlier. So I'm going to click Get Link. And down here, by default, Google Drive is restricted. They're very private. So what we want to do is change this restriction to anyone with the link. And that opens up that access to anyone that has our links to view what's inside. So we're going to go ahead and click Done. Now, as you can see, my personal folder no longer doesn't have that person icon. This Escoffier folder does. So this is still considered private. This has just opened up our permissions a little bit to, like I said, anyone with the link. So anyone that has that link can see what's inside. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open up that folder. And this is going to be the general area that we build our class folders. So every new class that you start, this will be that area that you create a new folder. So we'll click on the new button again, and we're going to select folder. And for orientation, for those of you that have already submitted a practice assignment, know what I'm talking about. So for those of you that haven't, it is crucial that we get that in tonight by the deadline. So we'll label this one orientation and click create. And when you start your new class, you'll do the same thing. So you'll click new folder and then you'll label that with the next class. So as I said, this is the general area for your classes. You'll be able to click every single class that you enroll in and have those folders available. So we're going to go ahead and open up this orientation folder. And it's empty, so we're going to create our assignments. So we're going to click new folder, and we're going to label this one practice assignment. Or for those of you that have done the spotlight challenges, you'll label that one spotlight challenge to separate from your practice assignments, but we're going to continue with this practice assignment. So as we've created this folder, all of your assignments will continue to fill in once you start your new class, and you'll just keep creating those folders week after week. Now, what we'll have to do is we're going to need to fill in this space. We obviously can't submit an empty assignment, so Chef Brandon will show us how to copy our narratives and upload our photos into our assignment page or into our folders, so that way we can submit an entire assignment to our chef instructors. So I'll go ahead and pass that back to Chef Brandon.
Awesome. Thank you, Chef Samantha. So while she was instructing, I was able to make my own folders. I got my Escoffier folder there, my orientation folder, and then my practice assignment folder. So my practice assignment folder is empty. Now, if you remember in the beginning of the workshop, I mentioned we need 3 things. We need 2 photos and then the narrative. So what we're going to do first is go and grab the orientation practice narrative from the class page. So I'm just going to go here. Let me just go out really quickly and go into a correct class page. Okay. So here we are. You're just going to scroll down all the way to task 3 like we were at. And it's going to say submit a practice assignment. We're going to submit your practice assignment here. And it'll give us, just like we saw at the beginning, the 3 items you need. And we're going to click on where it says orientation practice narrative. It should be highlighted and bold red letters. If you're on the plant-based page, it will be just bold letters and black. It won't be red. Just wanted to mention that one. But you'll be able to click on it. It'll be hyperlinked. So you'll click on where it says orientation practice narrative, and you want to make a copy of this document. So it's going to ask you, would you like to make a copy of orientation practice narrative? Just click make a copy, that blue button right there. And it'll make a copy that automatically saves to your Google Drive. What you'll want to do from here is move this document to your practice assignment folder that you just made. So we're not going to do anything we're here right now. I'll explain all this in a minute. What you want to do is move it right away. So there's a couple ways to do it. Like I showed you earlier, you can click the 3 dots when you're in Drive and click move to, and then put it in a folder that way. Or if you made a copy here, there's a quicker way to do it. You can go towards the top right corner next to the title of the narrative. And you'll see here, if I zoom in, there's a little star and then a tiny folder with a tiny arrow inside. And this is a move button. You see as I hover over it, move pops up. So if you click on that, your folders will appear. So there's my Escoffier folder. What I want to do is click this arrow here to open it. And then I want to open up the orientation class folder. And then I want to open up the practice assignment folder because we want to put it in the practice assignment folder. We're just going to click on move here. It'll ask you again. So just click move again. And there you go. The little banner will inform you where this narrative has been moved to. It was moved from your Drive to the practice assignment folder. So that's a great way to verify you've moved it to the right place. All right, so we're going to close this because we're going to come back to it in just a minute. We just want to go back and check our work. So I'm just going to close this really quick. Go to Google Drive and look what popped up. We're in our practice assignment folder right now, and we have the narrative. We moved it to the right place. It should look like this if you follow these steps. All right. So to open the narrative, you're just going to double click on this. I'm going to click this twice. It'll open up the narrative document and you'll be able to edit it. Now you just type in here, Google Drive, Google Docs automatically saves this. You don't have to worry about losing your progress. It'll just save automatically. So you're just going to put your name in here. So I'm just gonna put my name, you put the date here. It's the 2nd of 22. Happy New Year, everyone. And you're just going to fill out and answer the questions here. Okay, so what you're going to do, you're going to type out descriptions of each picture, right? Now, I do want to note, pictures do not go in this document at all. You don't have to put pictures in here. We're going to upload the photos into the folder in Google Drive, right? The only thing you're going to be doing here is writing out sort of like an essay. You're going to give us 1 to 2 sentences per question describing each photo. So what we mean by that is, let's say you uploaded a picture of your breakfast, right? It's eggs, bacon, and pancakes. Just tell us what that picture is, as if we've never seen or tasted eggs, bacon, and pancakes. So you're going to give us, try to base it off 3 categories of taste, aroma, mouthfeel, those sort of things. To give us a better picture of what the thing you made, what you've made tastes like. And this is because when you start classes on Wednesday, your narratives in class are going to be a little bit more fleshed out than this. They're going to require more information. So get ahead now and start learning how to describe your food like a professional chef does. Is it tangy? What's the texture like? Is it soft? Is it crunchy? Is it chewy? Is it gummy? Is it moist? Those are all great descriptive words. Now, if you don't really know much vocabulary on those culinary terms and how to describe food, not to worry at all. We have the interactive flavor wheel here hyperlinked. If you click on that, it opens up a PDF of basically this entire flavor wheel. It's like a food thesaurus. So let's say your food's salty. Well, yeah, it's salty, but there's different words to express salty, right? There's briny and other words like that. And you can find those words on the Escoffier flavor wheel. It's interactive, so you can click on each word and you'll be able to find descriptions on what umami means, what the different words for sweet, the different categories for sweet. And it'll help you out in describing your food. So you can sort of pick the words from there and put them into your description here. You don't have to write out a whole paragraph. Just put down, a couple sentences worth of what the picture is, and then tell us why you chose that picture. So did you make it for breakfast? Did you make it for someone's birthday? Is it your favorite thing to make? It's simple, guys. It's not too hard. We're not asking too much to do that from you. But it does prepare you and get in the right mindset for classes starting Wednesday. So it's critical to get this done. All right. So I haven't chosen my pictures yet, so I have nothing to fill out. But make sure you answer these 4 questions. Additional comments or questions you can leave blank. It's optional. Don't feel you have to ask a question or put a comment in there if you don't want to. If there's something extra you want us to know about what you made or what you're submitting, you can put it down there in additional comments and we'll read it and get back to you. All right, so that's your narrative. Once you fill it out, we've already moved it, so that's all you needed to know. I already told you guys about your narrative starting in class. It will be a little more fleshed out. This is like a simplified version of it, but it does prepare you quite well. All right, so I'm just going to close this narrative down. Now, before I close it, with culinary writing, we do have tutoring available. So especially once you start classes and you need help with writing out your narratives and just need some extra support in that way, you still have tutoring available. So book an appointment to get help with those culinary writing words, right? If you need help describing food on a narrative, there's people here to help you with that. If you were in orientation, right, for a few weeks, we did have a culinary writing workshop with Chef Aaron. Those recordings are still available for you to go back and watch. It's a great introduction to describing your food professionally, right? We all have seen those culinary competition shows, those cooking competition shows like Chopped or Iron Chef or Master Chef. Insert your favorite cooking competition show, right? If you have a favorite cooking show, please let us know in the chat. I want to see what you guys love to watch. But these judges on these shows get to taste these contestants' dishes, right? And so they'll take a scoop of the food and they'll taste it and they start describing the dish. And at home, we're sitting there just like, oh my gosh, that sounds delicious. Or, oh my gosh, I could see how that doesn't really work. It tastes weird. How are you tasting a dish you haven't tasted, right? Because of the descriptive words these professional judges are using to describe these contestants' dishes. And this is sort of the point of having you guys write this stuff out. It's to get those skills developed, get those gears turning, right? Giving you the tools and vocabulary to start describing your food professionally like a chef would. All right. So just wanted to mention that. We're going to go back to Google Drive. So I'm just going to close this. When you're doing your assignment, go ahead and fill this out. But I don't have time to fill it out with you guys today. So we have our narrative here. What we need now are 2 photos. Now the photos are so easy to upload. It takes like 30 seconds. For your photos, I recommend you use your phone, your mobile device. So the reason being, using your device to upload photos will help you because if you're like me, I usually take photos with my phone. I don't have like an expensive camera that I use to take photos of schoolwork and then I connect it to the computer and upload that way. Most of us don't do that, right? We take photos with our phone. You can upload with your phone. So let me just stop sharing here and hop on the phone so I can show you guys how to upload those photos. All right. Oop, there we go. Okay. So every mobile device has the option to download Google Drive on your phone. So there's Google Drive right there. It's an app. Go to the App Store, go to the Google Play Store, whatever device you have, whether iPhone or Android, and open it up. It's the same thing. You'll want to sign in to the Gmail account you're using on your computer. That's essential. So please use the same Gmail account on your phone as you do on your computer so everything stays synced and you're not using 2 different things. All right, so we're going to go into Files on the bottom right corner. And this will show our folders. So here are our folders. What we want to do is open up the practice assignment folder. All right, so there's the practice assignment folder. To upload photos, tap that plus sign on the bottom right corner. Mine is multicolored. If you're on an Android device, it might just be plain, and that's totally fine. It'll be a plus sign nonetheless. Okay. So once you tap that, a menu will pop up. You want to tap on upload. It's that top center option. Okay. And tap on photos and videos. And it'll take you to your photos and videos. Now, I'm on an iPhone, so it looked that way. If you're on an Android device, when you tap upload, it'll take you straight to your files, and you'll be able to navigate from there to find the photos you want to upload. Now, it takes me to my albums. So here's a pro tip. When for school, if you'd like, and if you care to do so, it'd be helpful to create an album for your Escoffier photos. So as you're taking your photos for school, you can throw it into a photo album named Escoffier. So when you're trying to upload those photos, they're right there in one folder, in one album. And you can just easily access them that way. If you're like me, I have a ton of pictures on my phone, and so it's a pain having to scroll through stuff, especially when I was in school. It was always scrolling through a bunch of stuff to try to find the photos. I wish I had created my own album in my photo app for those Escoffier photos. So that's just an extra additional pro tip if you want. It'll help you stay organized. From here, I'm just going to go into recents, and it'll show me my photos to upload. So you're just going to tap on the photos you want. You just need 2. So I'm going to tap on the peanut butter cake. And then I might upload the cherry pies too. Those look good this week. All right. So I have my 2 photos uploaded. You just tap to select them. If you want to select multiple photos on an Android device, I have to note that you have to tap and hold down on the first photo, and then you're able to select the following photos. Okay, so that's just a difference between Android and iPhone. Now, once you selected the 2 photos you want to upload, you want to tap on where it says upload in the top right corner. On an Android device, it might say select, whatever it says, it'll be in the top right corner. You tap it, and that'll begin the upload of your photos. Okay, so as these photos are uploading, especially going into class, guys, do not leave the app. Don't go and check Facebook, TikTok, or start playing Candy Crush. Just stay here and make sure all the photos upload. You want to be able to see that all the photos have been there and uploaded correctly, because you risk running, you run the risk of not having all the photos uploaded. You cancel the upload, and then you try to submit, and then your chef sends it back saying like, hey, we don't have all the photos here. And you're like, I thought I uploaded them. Just stay here, stick with it, and upload all the photos. Also too, try to upload maybe 10 photos at a time. Anything above that can get a little buggy. So try to just upload 10 photos at a time, okay? This applies to your assignments when you're starting classes. You guys are starting on Wednesday. So this will apply to your assignments. Right now in orientation, you only have 2 photos, but when you start classes, you'll have easily 10 plus photos to upload. So just do 10 at a time, and just repeat the process of plus sign, upload, and then upload the rest of them. All right. So once you got these photos uploaded, you verified they're good. You want to rename these photos. So we're going to rename them numerically. And because Google Drive will sort them out, and we're going to do picture 1, we're going to do picture 2. This will help you keep track of your required photos. And this is a good practice and habit to build, because when you start classes and you number your photos, you can easily keep track of the required photos. And if you see, why is photo 7 missing? You can easily catch that, right? If they're just unnamed and just thrown in like this, it's a little hard to keep track of all the photos you need, okay? So we're gonna rename the photos. To do that, on the first photo there, that photo of the pie, I'm gonna rename that picture 1. I'm gonna tap on the 3 dots on that file. I'm gonna scroll down and tap on rename. I'm just gonna name it picture 1. Oops. Okay, picture 1, there it goes. Tap rename, and that's easy as pie, literally. Okay, we're gonna do that the same process for the next one. Tap the 3 dots, tap rename, and then picture 2. It takes no time to do. It's really easy, especially on the phone, because you can just type away. You can also rename them on your computer, but you can do it on the phone as well. So these are the 3 items we need. We need our 2 photos and our narrative. So if you followed along this far and you're taking notes, this is a great place to note, okay, these are what we need. We have everything we need. And this is a great place to check that you have everything you need for your practice assignment. We have 2 photos, we have a narrative, we are good to go. We're ready to submit now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the phone, I'm gonna hop back on the computer, and we'll go from there. And I'll show you guys how to submit that assignment. All right, let's see what it looks like. All right, do you guys see what happened here? I'm in Drive on my computer, but only 1 photo uploaded, and it's not renamed. Look at that. So if this happens to you, don't worry. Google Drive tries its best to sync simultaneously with everything, right? But we all know connections are faulty sometimes. Not everything loads all together. So don't stress if this happens to you. Go ahead and refresh this web page and it should pop up. If this happens to you and you don't see your photos and you know you uploaded them, refresh the page. To do that, you can go to this top left corner. It'll be this spirally arrow. It'll just say reload this page. So if you click on that, it'll refresh the page and it should sync right up, and you'll see the 2 photos there with the pictures. You'll see the 2 photos there renamed with your narrative, and this is ready to submit now. So we're going to pretend like I was a good student and I filled out my narrative, and we're ready to submit. What we want to do is send an entire folder link. So you have this practice assignment folder. We want to send the entire practice folder, right? So because it'd be a pain to have to try to submit multiple items, because when you have 10 plus pictures in class, you're not going to be submitting 10 plus pictures individually, right? We want to send this all together. So to send a folder, we want to back out of this folder. We're going to go right back into the orientation class folder. Okay. So this is what you want to see. You want to see the practice assignment folder sitting there closed. If you see the practice assignment there, you want to click on it to grab it. Okay. It'll highlight blue. And we're going to go to this top right corner, this get link button. Okay. It's the paperclip or chain icon. If you click on that, it'll open up another menu. Whoops. Where did we go? Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. It'll open up another menu, and this is where you'll copy the link. Now, this is a great place to verify, to make sure you have made your folder shareable. If it says anyone with the link, you're good to go. We're going to click copy link. We're going to click done. And we're going to hop back over to our class page. So I have my class page up here in my tab, and we're back here on our task 3, submit your practice assignment. What you'll see here, if you scroll down, let me go back just to show you guys. If we're on the class page here, we're going to scroll back down to task 3. Okay, just wanted to show you guys where to find stuff. We're going back to this submit your practice assignment section underneath task 3. From here, you're going to scroll all the way down and you'll see a button here that says add submission. If you've submitted before, just click on edit submission. So that's what I'm going to do because I've already submitted in here before. But if you see add submission, click that. It'll refresh the page. All you do is go back down. Let me just get rid of these guys. All you'll do is go back down and you'll see this box here that appears, this text box. What we want to do is click inside this text box and paste the link. If you use a mouse, if you have a mouse, if you don't have one, I recommend you get one. It's a lot easier to use than a trackpad. Right click on the mouse and you can actually click on paste, and that's how you'll paste the link. Alternatively, you can use a keyboard shortcut. The keyboard shortcut is Control V as in Victor. So if you hold down Control and tap the letter V, that'll paste the link. So Control V, that'll paste the link. Okay. So just to demonstrate again, whoops. There we go. It'll be Control V. If you're on a MacBook or Mac, it'll be Command V. That's just a little thing to keep in mind. And then your link will paste there. Now, read your link. It's so important to read your link. If the link says folders in here, that's a good sign you're submitting a folder. You always want to be submitting a folder when it comes to your lab assignments, right? Your cooking or baking assignments, Gotta be a folder. So if it says folders in there, you are good to go. If it says files, if it says docs, if it says something, if it says plugin, it's not a folder. Okay, so go back and retrace your steps. See, did I get the right link? Where did I go wrong here? You want your link to say folders. Most often, if it doesn't say folders, you just copied the link at the wrong place. Okay, so if it says folders, you're good to go. So we checked our link. We're going to click save changes. Save equals submit. So clicking save changes will send in the link and it'll be submitted for grading. You'll see a little thing here that says submitted for grading. It's not graded yet because I just sent it in. It'll look the same on your class pages. Once your chef grades your work, you'll get a notification as well and an email saying you've received feedback for your assignment. Go ahead and click those links and come back and check here because you'll see your feedback here. Now, the cool thing about your chef feedback when you start classes, they're going to give you a video response. So they record themselves live on video, going through your assignment and narrating your assignment and grading your assignment live on video, right? So make sure to watch those video responses, those video grading feedbacks, because they're so valuable. They give you so much great information, right? All right. Feel free as well. You'll see your link submission here. If you click on this link, it opens up what you've submitted. So for example, if I open this up, it takes us right back to that assignment folder. So I did submit the right link. Let me just head back. Okay, so there's more, right? Wait, there's more, right? Infomercial time. We also have what's called, spotlight challenges, right? Which you got to get those in tonight, no later than tomorrow morning. That'd be preferred. So if you want to submit a spotlight challenge, it's in the same spot you submit your practice assignment, okay? So let me show you guys what that looks like. Let me go to a class page here and show you guys where to find information on your spotlight challenge. Let's see, scroll through this one. Oh my, hold on. So many classes. All right. To find information for your student spotlight challenges, they're great for extra practice, right? If you want extra practice submitting stuff, scroll all the way to the bottom of your class page and you'll see the student spotlight challenge themes and examples right here. It'll open up a little graphic showing you the themes, right? And some instructions. And it shows you example folders. So this past weekend was snacks and appetizers. So send 2 pictures of snacks or appetizers with a narrative as well in a folder and submit that. So we have example folders here. If you open them up, it shows you exactly what you got to do. If you notice here, they have the practice assignment folder here, and they just create a new folder for each new assignment, right? Each new student spotlight gets its own folder. And that's what you'll do. Create another folder for that student spotlight. Repeat the process like we showed you of putting that narrative in there, uploading the 2 photos into that folder and submit that folder, okay? So if you have your student spotlight folder here, this is the snacks and app ones. Again, you just click on that folder once. Whoops, where are we? There we go. Click on that folder once, click the get link button. All right, we're gonna click copy link and done. It's the same, guys, same as your, what's it called? Task 3. You go to the exact same spot, that task 3, submit your practice assignment. Whoops, hold on. Your task 3, submit your practice assignment, and you're going to click on edit submission. And we're just going to paste that new link for that spotlight folder underneath the old one. So if we go back to task 3, I can't believe this. Hold on. 1 second. Dashboard.
Technology is not our friend tonight, Brandon.
I'm telling you. All right. Task 3. There we go. I just want to be able to show you guys how to submit a link. All right, there we go. Edit submission. And there's our old link there that we submitted earlier. just click at the end of this old link. So your cursor's at the end of it and hit enter like 3 times. All right. And then you're going to do that same thing. You can paste the link, Control V, bada bing, bada boom. There's your new link there. Now you can choose to label your links. You can do Spotlight Challenge or whatever you like. And you can just type above them to sort of label them if you'd like. It's not necessary, but it is cool to do and it's fun, especially if you're like a pastry chef type like me and you want to stay organized and you're kind of OCD like that. I like to label the links. So we can just do Spotlight Challenge. If this is your first one, you can just do Spotlight Challenge number 1. That's great. All right, again, save equals submit. You'll submit that new Spotlight Challenge. And this is just additional, guys. You don't have to participate in the Spotlight Challenge. If you do, you do get a chance to be featured at a live session as a Spotlight Challenge winner. If we do like your work, the chef tutors will pick your assignment and you have a chance to win. So not only do you have a chance to get bragged on, you also have a chance to get more familiar with this Google Drive technology stuff and get more practice submitting assignment folders, right? So it's really good. If you're planning on getting that in, please get that in tonight. Now, a cool thing about this Spotlight Challenge, if you have not yet submitted your task 3 practice assignment, go ahead and just submit a Spotlight Challenge. It'll count as your task 3. So if you wanted to participate in a Spotlight Challenge, you still can. You don't have to do a practice assignment first. It counts. You can do like a 2-for-1 here. You can submit a Spotlight Challenge as your task 3 complete, and it'll take care of that. So you can sort of kill 2 birds with 1 stone here and submit your Spotlight Challenge as your practice assignment. That's totally acceptable. All right. So that's really it for the Spotlight Challenge. If you need help with assignment submission, we have tutors available. A team of tutors ready to help you, to show us exactly how to find us, how to book us, and a little more information about the tutors here. We're going to have Chef Samantha share about that. All right, so I'm going to pass it over to her so she can take us through. All right, Chef Samantha.
Hi guys. All right, so give me just 1 second. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen again. Okay, so we can all see my screen. We're good? Okay. All right, so on your orientation class page, when you scroll down, you see this big blue bar right here. That scheduling link. We're going to be here for you guys for the next few days and a few days after you start your class. So definitely take advantage of that time that you have with us, because then you'll be passed over with the academic team, and we want to see you guys one last time before you guys get handed off. I know some of you have been with us for a while and, we've enjoyed having you. So one last time to go over everything and make sure that you're comfortable and you feel confident submitting your assignments, because that's going to be the most important thing when you start your class. So clicking on this blue schedule a tutoring session button will take you to the scheduling site where you can schedule those one-on-one sessions with your orientation tutors. As it loads here, you'll just read this information, these important details about scheduling a tutoring session. You'll click the word next. And don't forget that we're clicking on orientation. We are in orientation right now, so this is the link that we're gonna choose. These other subjects down here, you'll use those once you start classes. But these up here, this orientation link is the one that will choose your orientation tutors. So we're gonna click on that arrow, and it'll bring up the 2 topics that we cover. So if you have just questions about your classes or what to expect or anything like that, feel free to select that button. But because we're covering assignment submission right now, I'm going to pretend that I need some extra assistance with that. So I'm going to click on this option right here. Now it'll bring you to the page with all of our wonderful, fabulous tutors that you're more than welcome to choose. But considering that your classes start very soon. We want to see you the earliest appointment possible. So clicking on where it says view all available tutoring sessions here will give you the option to choose the earliest time available. So as you can see, we have the earliest time that's available is tomorrow at 12:30 Central. So I'm going to pretend that I need that time and I'm available for that time. So I'm going to click on that 12:30 Central. Now, if you are in a different time zone, your time zone will already be adjusted here and you'll already see that you're in the correct time zone. So you won't need to change anything, but if for any reason you're out of town or you're just not in the correct time zone physically, you can change your time zone to the time zone that you're currently in and it will adjust the times available. Now I'm going to click that 12:30 and click next. I'll fill in some basic information here. This is just contact information, just in case we need to reach you. Make sure that you select that text to remind you of your time for your appointment. And then you'll select your program that you're enrolled in. And then down here at the bottom, we have our policies. So this preparation policy, just make sure that you have your Zoom ready to go. You're in a great, and safe learning environment. You're not driving. You're not, in a work environment, because I know sometimes, your employers don't like that. So make sure that you're in a safe and awesome learning environment. So right underneath, you have that confirmation policy. When you check that, you're just confirming that you'll receive a confirmation email 12 hours prior to your appointment. You'll have the option to cancel using that email or reschedule the appointment. Now, we ask that you at least let us know if you're not able to make that appointment. We do ask that you can either cancel or reschedule using the email, but some of us aren't that tech savvy and a simple text will suffice. So if you just reach out to us by email or, by using the messenger option on your dashboard, just let us know, hey, I won't be able to make it for whatever reason. Let us know so that we can offer that time slot to another student. Like I said, we're, in the last few days and we're in that home stretch and we just want to be able to assist any students that need that additional support. So having those available spots, if you're not going to make it, is very helpful to us and helpful to your fellow students. So just make sure you let us know if you need to reschedule that appointment. If you're not in the appointment within 5 minutes, you will be canceled and marked as a no-show. So we want to make sure that, like I said, we offer that spot to another student. If you're not going to be there, just let us know. That no-show doesn't look so good. We want to make sure that everyone attends their appointments that they scheduled and everything's confirmed, and we want to give you the help that you need. So just show up. But like I said, if not, just reach out to us and say, hey, I can't make it. Not a big deal. So then you'll click save. And once you do that, you'll receive that email saying that you scheduled the appointment. If you just have any general questions, you can message us, like I said, using that sidebar with your instructors. If we have, you can use this email address right here, orientation@escoffier.edu, for any other basic questions that you have. And then as we scroll down, if you are not able to attend any of the sessions, or if you want to go over some of the workshops that we've had already, or even just this workshop, you can rewatch any of those using those live session and workshop archive, this link right here. When you open that up, it will bring you to the archive. So we have all of our workshops here. We have the desktop that we just went over today. That's at the very top. So all of that information is here. We have the mobile as well. So for those of you that are using a mobile device, you can click this link here to watch how to submit your assignment using that. And we also have all of our live sessions down here as well. So for the past 7 weeks, all of those are here and you can rewatch those as many times as you'd like. And I'm pretty sure that's it for now, unless Chef Brandon has anything else that he'd like me to go over.
No, that was it. I didn't see anything in the chat to go over again. All right. So that's basically it, you guys. If you do have questions, now is the time to ask. This is officially like the end of the workshop. So if you have to leave, feel free to do so. But we are going to stay here an extra 20 minutes or so if you want to hang out and work out some actual assignment submission issues you've been encountering. We are going to stay on for about 20 more minutes, but feel free to go if you'd like. All right. Do we have any questions?
Chef Brandon.
Yes, Gregory, how can I help you?
Hey, that Chromebook, can you just return it in the same box and all that, or I got to wait on the label? Because I'm gonna use
Returning
my
a
iPad. It's like
Chromebook.
a Cadillac compared to that Chromebook.
Returning a Chromebook. I don't know the return. You ordered it with through financial aid, right?
Yes. So I get back with them.
I would say yes, and see how you could what their return policies are, because it might be different. Chef Stephanie, do you have any info on returning a Chromebook, or just contact financial aid?
It would definitely have to go through financial aid because I know they require a deposit on it. So to return it, I think they have to contact financial aid, message them, and then work out that process to send it back.
Okay. Did you see that, Chef Stephanie? Did you see my spotlight challenge?
I am working on it still. I will get there though, I promise. I'm still grading. There's so many of you guys. There's like 40 assignments in there. So.
Okay. When you get across it, just inbox me if you do, if you don't.
Oh, I will. You know I will.
All right. Thanks, Chef. Y'all have a great evening. It's time to eat here, 7 something.
Okay. In the chat, we have a question. How do I order a Chromebook? So I just posted financial aid's contact information in the chat. Get in touch with them. You can send them an email or call them, and they will set up like the options to order a Chromebook through them. There's different options you can do. They do require a deposit, but they can give you all the information you need and all the forms you got to fill out and all that good stuff. So just contact financial aid about that. Another question, how can I order my uniform? So that'll be on task number 2 on your class page. I can show you really quick. Where is it? All right, so on task number 2, let's see here. If you're on your orientation class page, just scroll down and you'll see task 1 and task 2, chef coat shipping form. If you click on that, it'll show you all you need to know. You'll go ahead and click here to start and you'll select your size. Here's the sizing chart. You'll answer the question and then on next page, you'll fill out your shipping information. And it's easy as that. That's how you order your uniform. You'll be sent your chef coat, your skull cap and apron. Of course, if you order it today, it won't really come in. It might come in a little later, but it's totally fine. Your first 2 weeks of class are designed in a way where you don't need like the chef coat and the toolkit right away. So just let your chef instructor know.
Chef Andy, I've been having trouble with my narrative submitting it, and I did reach out to like technology, and Chef Michelle also did some tutoring with myself, and I'm still having trouble just with my narrative, like filling it out, and it's because I do not have a computer and I am working on an iPad.
Working on an iPad. Okay, so when working on your iPad, hold on, let me